Alright folks, Pliskin here, and I'm trying something new, not with the whole book recommendation. I've done book recommendations in the past, but I'm going to try and articulate this book with my hands around both sides of the camera here, which I've not done before because simply my tripod's a bit primitive and it's a bit bulky, and I kind of tend to bump it around just a wee bit, but I'm going to try to do this as, seamlessly as I can, recommending this book. This book is called Small Arms Visual Encyclopedia. More than 800 color illustrations. And this is the guy who published it, Martin J. Doltry, Amber, Small Arms Encyclopedia. Alright, I'll open it up and let y'all look at it. This was published in England, the United Kingdom. Alright, so here's the contents page. It shows you where everything's at. It goes from early firearms all the way down to, the modern era and civilian guns, which is nice. And it's got a glossary and index like almost every other book like this in the back. It starts out with medieval handguns. Kind of gives like a brief history of them, and it shows like the different handguns they had. Like you see, you got the hook gun and the simple handgun. Then it goes into black powder weapons, such as flintlocks, but we're not going to focus on them. I'm going to go to modern guns here. Now see, it's got the Browning M1918 automatic rifle. Now my grandpa, on my dad's side of the family, he fielded one of these over in the Pacific during World War II. He was not in combat or nothing, but he was trained on this rifle here, and he got to the point where he could field strip it completely while blindfolded. That's how well they trained him on it. And he said it shot like a beast, and it was very accurate according to him. He could hit stuff out to 600 yards with it easy. He never used it in combat though. He got over there a little bit after all the fighting had quit. But the point I'm making here on this page is this book tends to pick out certain firearms, such as the Browning here, and it will go down like the full life of them, their creation, details. I mean, it's got little detailed, indicators here on certain things. But it doesn't do this for every gun in the book, though. It does it on quite a few. It does it on the BAR, and I got another one here where it does it on the M14. See, it's got the M14 family in here. See, it does it on the M14 too, but for example here, on the M14A1, which is the machine gun version of the M14, it just tells you the full automatic M14A1 was intended to act as a squad automatic weapon and gained a bipod pistol grip. Oh, foregrip, pistol grip, And see, pistol style foregrip for this roll. However, it still tended to overheat and the barrel could not be changed. It doesn't tell you much besides that. Gives you an idea, like, okay, well, it overheat and you couldn't take the barrel out. And it was intended to be a squad automatic weapon, but it doesn't really give you little in detail data points like it did over here. It's got little data points pointing to different parts of the gun, telling you, that specific part of the gun. But on the M14A1, the machine gun M14, it doesn't really do that to tell you, what really separates it from the actual M14. Another thing it gets wrong is some of the verbiage. Like they call the M14 here, oops, I bumped the tripod. They call it a carbine, which it's far from. This is a battle rifle, not a carbine. I guess if you wanted to say that the cut down model like the M1A SOCOM from Springfield, you know, with the 16-inch barrel that stops right here, you could say that's a carbine, I suppose, but this is the full length M14. But again, I'll show, like, here's got some more, but what it does do for these little guns that it doesn't really put a whole lot of priority on, it does give you the specifications for them, like what country they were made in, when they were made, what bullet they shoot, and it does that for all of them, which is a good thing. It kind of makes up for the little lack of, you know, little detailed plot points up here that tell you, like, you know, it has what makes it different from, you know, another version of that weapon. It also has a thing where it throws a lot of different weapons from different countries. You know, they all look similar, but they're all from different nations. Like this one here, the SIG MP310. This is from Switzerland. While the Vig Neron, I guess, that's from Belgium. Two totally different guns. But they look similar. They're just from different parts of Europe. And let's see, they both shoot 9mm though. That's the only thing. But I mean, I guess that's a reference thing, because it does say post-war submachine guns, so good enough. And it gives you the specifications for each and a little summary of both of them. It has the L4 Bren. I'm just kind of going over the guns that it does have in here. It's got some old machine guns here. It's got the MG42 and the Lekey Coulamet VZ59. I've actually seen semi-auto versions of those for sale on Atlantic Firearms. It's a Chizek light machine gun chambered in 7.62 by 54R. It offers World War II machine guns, you know, post-war machine guns, the Cold War era. It gets into the Beretta handguns. It's got the 93R and the Beretta 92SB. Also has the 92F in here. Let me get that back in. There you go. It's got some Ruger revolvers, the Heckler & Koch USP. Let's see. Another thing I found wrong with it here was that this depiction of the M40A1 looks more like a Winchester Model 70, like one of their new ones. They did not render a actual M40A1 rifle in here, and I'll put a picture of one of those in. Close, but it doesn't have iron sights. And then it's got some of the general purpose Eastern machine guns, like the RPD and the RPK, and some of the bigger ones such as the PKM and the Chinese Type 81, which is a pretty good light machine gun, all very good light machine guns. So it has a wide variety of, you know, information, little information points and specifications for all sorts of different weapons the world over. It even has, yeah, here we go, has aircraft and vehicle weapons, and it's got the M195 20mm automatic gun, which is a minigun. Alright, overall my opinion of this book is it's pretty neat. It's pretty cool to just sit down and look at all the different guns that are, you know, illustrated in this book. I mean, it lacks on information in some points, and in other points it picks out certain weapons and gives a whole autobiography of them. But my best recommendation for this book would be it's like a visual reference. Like you'd be wanting to look up a certain gun that you may not know a whole lot about, like say the BAR, for example. It gives you the information there, but it gives you the name and the bullet it shoots, and then you could go and look on Google for your own research purposes. Same with the M14, you know. It gives you information, enough information to kind of get you hooked on it. And that's about it. And then you can go do your own, you know, your own little research on said gun, like the Uzi here. It's a pretty nice book, but it's not as, you know, it doesn't go into full depth detail on each one of them. Like it gives you the specifications of them, like what country they came from, you know, what operation do they run. Are they like, you know, gas operated rotating bolt or roller lock, you know, roller lock delay. Then it gives you the bullets, country of origin, when they were made. It's good on that, but it's not like, it won't tell you everything there is to know about a PKM light machine gun or the RPK. It'll just tell you, like, the RPK is an AKM assault rifle with a longer, heavier barrel. Although this method does not create an excellent machine gun, it does mean that any soldier, I think they spelled soldier wrong there, can operate the support weapon and make spares procurement simple. In other words, saying that it has enough commonality with an AK-47 that any Russian soldier could pick up this RPK and use it. It's pretty much what it's saying there. And that's fine. I mean, there's other books that give much greater detail on all these. I like it. I enjoyed it. I've sat down and I've looked at all sorts of the different hundreds of guns that it has in here, you know, illustrated, and the little summaries of them. I mean, there's just so much about this book, I couldn't show it all in one video. So anyway, this has been my little book recommendation. It's been one I've been wanting to recommend for a while. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.